Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We're here for round 3 of the Currie Cup. In fact, we're up to round 5 already. The last time that we did cover a game, it was around round 3. It has been flying by, but we are ready to go. Griquas, they will be taking on the Blue Bulls here and what should be a very exciting contest. We have got Jasper in the chat, also your device and their legends, and also Kevin and Andre. Bulls to win by 15. It's the prediction there. 6 kilometers, wind partially cloudy, and also 26 degrees is the max temperature, 17 as the low at TAFEL Lager Park, or Lager Park. Sorry, I do apologize for some of my pronunciations, although I will be even worse when it comes to some of these starting lineup names. But we will try our best. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. First of all, looking through at the GRIQUAS, it is going to be David's, your eyes, I think it is how it is pronounced. And then also it will be there with your Janu Borta and at the front row. Then it is Zito and Pretorius as the two locks. Otto, Sergil, and then Cuoma there at number 8. Ankura at number 9. Boshoff at 10. Duplessis and Hollis making up the midfield. Obi and Otto Hudsonberg out on the right wing. And then Yonka there at 15. So I will say a lot of these guys are not the guys that we have seen in the past when I've been covering the Currie Cup, which does mean it's going to be a whole new challenge of relearning some of these young guys, but hopefully we will be able to get there in the end. We have also got their pity we can't watch in the UK. Do they have nowhere to watch it for the Currie Cup in the UK? It kind of sucks that they wouldn't have anywhere to be able to watch the game. Even in New Zealand, at times they don't show all the matches, unfortunately. But this one is certainly one that we do get to see. It is going to be Martin Zema, Bismarck, Duplessis, and Robert Hunt as the front row. Stinkamp and Swanepoel going to be there as the 4-5. Marcel Kutzer at number 6. Arnold Borta at number 7, and then it will be in at the number 8. Jesse Miller Ace is there at number 8. Papia at 9. Chris Smith at 10. Cornel Hendricks, and also Hahn's going to be making up the midfield. Out on one wing, Richard Creel. As you can probably tell already, I know this Bulls line up a little bit better than I do know the GRIQUAS, but that just means that we've got a whole new, I guess, side to be able to learn once again, and also always hard to play in Kimberley. There's Andre there. Currently a very good side in the GRIQUAS. They've been close for a couple of their matches. And also currently, as we sit in the Currie Cup, they are sitting in 4th place, only on the 9. So because if they do get themselves a win here, they actually propel themselves right up next to the Cheetahs, and they would overtake the Blue Bulls if they were able to do so. They are underdogs going into this game, but their previous few games, they haven't been looking too bad for the GRIQUAS. A close game with the Western Province, a win over the Pumas, a very close game up against the Sharks where they did get on the wrong side of that victory, and then also 10 points was the difference. The Cheetahs going very nicely for themselves currently in the Currie Cup. Then looking through quickly at a few of the matches that the Blue Bulls have played, they were able to beat the Boomers, beat the Province, and then they were defeated by the Cheetahs. So there's something in common for these two sides, and that is that both of them have fallen to the Cheetahs. And at this season of Port Lions right at the bottom, as well, says Kevin, also part 4 or 5 of the rugby marathon, says Sebastian. And yeah, it is certainly a marathon and a half that we are doing for the rugby side of it. I do see, though, Pakistan versus Australia. Pakistan declared, and Australia sitting 5-0 at the end of the day. And I feel like that couldn't have gone any better for us, because it does mean that we pretty much get to watch the game right from the start of the innings of Australia. They didn't lose an early wicket, just to lose a little bit of that momentum. So it's great news for our live stream tomorrow night, because it's going to be right when Australia are starting their batting and Blue Bulls. And there, I knew that there would be one lull in there from UJ, and there it is straight away before the game's even started. Well, that one, and Port Lions are at the bottom. Says Kevin. They do struggle a bit, the Lions, although they were almost able to get a win up against Leinster in the URC. Of course, that was the Emirates / are they the Sigma Lions now? I know that it got changed due to licensing. And also sad news about Shane Warne. Indeed, it was 2 Aussie legends passing away only within about 24 hours of each other. First of all, Rod Marsh, and then Shane Warne to pass away also. But currently now we are about to go for this Currie Cup game. It's an overcast day. Those clouds are very interesting looking. They look like they're all perfectly separated. I feel like it's something that, like, I've been missing clouds. Is that a weird thing to say? Been missing them, where you kind of get either blue sky or completely overcast. You don't get clouds. And also Bulls to win, says Amanis there. And also we've got their Pakistan batted for too long, let's be honest. And if the match ends in a draw, they've done that to themselves. Definitely with the bad light that they seem to have in the evenings also. Currently now we are about to be ready to go. And I believe that is Eddie Davids. He's a big boy. That is for sure. Oh, no, that's Jano Borta. Got him around the wrong way already. And now it's a bit overcast, which does mean it will be harder for me to read the names. And you're doing the Premiership game after this? We are indeed. It is going to be Saracens taking on the Leicester Tigers. what should be a very exciting contest. And we will be covering that on the channel as long as the voice is there, which I feel like it should be. It's starting to warm up again, which is always great news. But Chris Smith will be kicking off this one from right to left. How much did Pakistan make? About 460 or 470, somewhere around that mark. And who's winning this one, says Jack. The favourites are the Bulls, but the GRIQUAS are not an easy side to beat no matter where they are. Definitely not when they're at home at TAFEL Lager Park, but that is going to be now claimed just outside of the 22. And Unkura will be looking to roll this ball back. He is definitely going to be a key for them throughout this match. Puts the ball high. Oh, he's got a huge amount of strapping on that right leg. Hope it is going to be holding up. That is a good take from Arenza. Tackled low, though. Boy, it was the number 14 now on the halfway line. Papia passes it across. And it looks like this game's going to be played at a fast pace. I'm surprised that they're both allowed to wear the blue because they are both very similar in that regard for their kits. And also we have got the We Can Watch in France, as says Moreau. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. But I know I can give you some of the places this game is going to be played. Super Sport is actually the only broadcast that they've got listed, but I'm watching it on Sky. So that's confused me big time. That one hasn't been touched, and Arenza now looks like he will be giving it off to Chris Smith to kick for the touchline. But hopefully, the best way to probably do it is Rugby Currie Cup is the full name of the competition, and then where to watch, and then followed by which country you are trying to watch from. And so Australia is most likely, or will most likely, bat 2 innings. And that says Kevin, more than likely at this stage for that matchup. But up to the 22 now for the GRIQUAS is going to be Unkura once again, firing it back. Flat ball. Believe it would have been straight into the hands of Zito. Well, this one is at number 4 for this match. I'm going to have to look at my team sheet every once in a while for this game, so I do apologize for that in advance. But yeah, this GRIQUAS side is certainly different from the last time I saw them. I remember, who was it at number 8? Who was an absolute beast? Tell you what, Yano Borta in the front row looks like he is going to be a beast for this matchup. Now going into the centres, continuing to make their way forward, and Canal Plus Sport, and there says Moreau there. And also batted well but slow. The high strike rate was worst one at 63. But he's a T20 player of the year 2021. Nice ball on the outside from Bismarck Duplessis. Now it's a foot race here. Moody backing himself, gives it off to Bismarck. Dragged down very nicely. Flings the ball back. Does find the hands of Papia. Now it's just bouncing around. The Bulls look like they've got a big advantage here. Brilliant tackle. Still keeping the ball alive though. And they're back to the halfway line. And Hans has to try and re-get it. That was about 15 passes in a row that seemed like they could have easily taken a face, but instead they wanted to keep on fighting Swanepoel. Now, once again, making his way forward for old Stenkamp, I believe. Going to be joining that breakdown straight away to keep it on their side. Oh, well, Sydney has messed up my multi. Anyway, things happen. And there says Aiden wide pass out to Bismarck Duplessis, who seems to think he's a winger at the moment. That was forward, and the referee has not called him. Moody now tackled low. And they are going back to say that it is in touch. And Katie hopefully joins us later. And there it says Aiden, but currently now inside of the 22, it will be the GRIQUAS. Have got themselves a line out, but that was about 4 minutes of out-and-out pace between these two sides. They currently don't have a scoreboard or a timer on the screen, so we're just going to have to wing it. We'll wait till 40 minutes, and they'll eventually say, yep, it's enough for the first half. We'll come back for the second. Okay. That did look like it was relatively close to being forward for that pass, but now Ace throwing that one in, taken nicely by Zito, and now put up by Unkura from inside of his own 22. George Bridge messed up your multi-mate. He's not worthy, as I says Sebastian. Although I think that was the last week's one that did have George Bridge, which is a bold call because, like, George Bridge to score on the Crusaders to win for $1.15 was nothing, really. When you think about it, like, his odds were terrible for that matchup, but did end up going all right because that wasn't their game. Who were they playing? It wasn't Moana Pacifica for that game, was it? It was actually the Highlanders, and also how far away are you from Eden Park? So I am in the South Island of the New Zealand. That was a weird way of saying it, but of New Zealand. So pretty much it would be a plane ride. We can go a couple hours up the road to Christchurch, then go to Auckland type thing. So probably, I don't know how many Ks that would be, but you probably travel by plane just to make it a lot quicker. And GRIQUAS have a very young team. I'm noticing a lot of these guys I haven't seen before. For them, I'm used to seeing a couple of those veterans in the 4-pack, and they are not there for this match. But it is exciting because I get to see the next generation of young talent coming through. And if the GRIQUAS are able to win this game up against a side in the Bulls that has got some very good players, including this man, Chris Smith, be the understudy of Mornay Stain for a long time. It's going back for the initial penalty, or in fact, the initial knock on will be a scrum feed for the Blue Bulls once again. Currently double blow of the whistle. Referee set time off. We have no idea how long this game has been going for, though, because it hasn't got it. And also, if she does, we are mentioning yesterday, I assume that would be from Gareth. And also, all the tries were scored by forwards, no backs. And there says Aiden, and also the George Bridge forfeit was for the Pacifica game, and still effed up as usual, says Sebastian. They are, but now Bismarck Duplessis, 38 years of age and still going for her side. Looks like he's fired up for this one. Currently, hydration is going to be important. Like we said earlier on, I believe they're going to be sitting at around 21 degrees currently. And anytime that cloud cover goes away from the sun, you're probably getting closer to 25, 26 degrees Celsius. Although I will say it's better than what it was last week in South Africa. Boy, it was hot there, about 40 degrees Celsius in some regions. Hey, we've got a scoreboard 5 minutes into this game. That helps us quite a bit. Just felt weird, like not having a scoreboard. But then saying that's how it used to be right back in the day. We kind of get used to the scoreboard and take it for granted a little bit, I think. Currently, that all of a sudden got all philosophical and deep. Wasn't supposed to. It's nice seeing a scoreboard and where they play. And they are playing at TAFEL Lager Park at this stage, which is giving the Griquas the home field advantage, whose name I still feel like I say wrong every time. Hopefully it's not too bad, but currently getting a little bit of strapping there. It will be Neil Otto. That's not Neil Otto, though. I know what Neil Otto no, it is Neil Otto. Okay, never mind. And also, we do live commentary for Pakistan versus Australia will be indeed 6 p.m. will be when we are starting other Currie Cup game. Lions versus Cheetahs, Hamish, says Kevin. Although when that game is playing, we are also we're actually doing our Gallagher Premiership live stream, which will be for Saracens, and they are taking on the opposition in Leicester Tigers. So a top of the table clash between two sides that are right up there, currently 1 and 3. So we decided we would do that. And TAFEL Lager is a yummy Namibian beer. And there says Gareth, I don't even know. Do we have it over in New Zealand? Maybe not. And also stipulation, not forfeit. Sorry, no English, Latin, subtitlo. And there says Sebastian. That's the thing. I don't speak a lot of Spanish or Latin or anything along those lines, but I do know Bienvenido de nuevo al canal de Kiwi Lads. That's like the only thing I learned because I wanted to do my intro in Spanish. Seemed like a good idea at the time, and that was about all I did. And also, will Black Cats play any cricket before the Test series in England? They have got the Netherlands, but not Test matches. I don't believe we've got any coming up. Of course, are we totally starting a conversation about yesterday with Katie? I'm intrigued by her response. Up the Griquas, says Aiden there. How much money did you put on the maiden? I feel like this is the time to ask, isn't it? You were keen on the underdogs in this game. They're going to be able to get the job done. 7 minutes in. Chris Smith, flat ball, nicely done to Hans. Cut out pass. Now out to Richard Creel, the youngster, David Creel's younger brother. Certainly is just as talented, if not maybe the future of the box. Currently still going to be available. No, it's not. The Griquas winning the penalty. I believe straight on that ball, it was their number 8 there, Kwama, who was able to win that penalty. And up the Griquas 100. I wouldn't have, even if they win. Like, that's the thing, though. I guess if you're going to back a competition for an underdog, the Currie Cup is the one to do because you never quite know how either side are going to be going. That one hasn't found touchdown. Richard Creel holding it on nicely. Kick that ball back across to Chris Smith, and now he kicks it downfield. Oh, dear, says Sebastian. That's what I thought in my mind. As for sure, my voice is getting very croaky, isn't it? Hopefully it's not going to be too bad in the near future. Fingers crossed, because we've got about 10 hours, if not maybe 15 or so hours of live streams to do tomorrow, as well as some sort of voiceover. And also hashtag 70 cents in there, says JAs. I wonder how much 70 cents would get you back at this point in time for the Griquas taking on the Bulls game. The Bulls were heavy favourites, I believe, going into this match. But like I mentioned, Currie Cup is extremely hard to tell what way around it is going to become. We're going to go like this. And we are going to go like that. I see Jorge Masvidal's fighting Colby Covington tomorrow and paying $10 to 1 in there. Okay, so the Griquas currently here in New Zealand. Geez, that's good odds, Aiden, because it is sitting $3.12 here in New Zealand. Although I assume if the Bulls score here, it might go up a few more. But now Hans, he's got a couple of men with him. Arenza on the outside now finds their hands. One more wide to Moody. Does the grubber in behind us. Looking like he's going to have a plenty of pace as well. Having to almost take that one back, just going into touch. 5 meters out from his own line. No choice there for Hudsonberg. And also weird that we have 2 sets of Creel brothers. And there says Gareth. Wait. Oh, wait. So Richard Creel is David Creel's brother? I assume, is he? Have I got that? Have I got the wrong family, perhaps? He's his brother, I think. And then there's Jacobus Creel, isn't there? For the other side. Different family, I assume. Now Bismarck du Plessis be throwing this one in. This is something that the Bulls love doing, driving themselves. Martin Zima close, reaches out, ball on the line and scores the try. I like these late night screens. All the school kids are in bed. As us says Jay, and also, oh dear, Bulls going to draw first blood, says Aiden. They certainly did, and it's the big man, Martin Zima. Hang on. That's 2 games in a row that we've had a prop score the first try, or almost the first try of the match. I know that it happened in the Hurricanes game up against the Highlanders, but Martin Zima scores the try, the beast. And at the Lucy prop jersey, I will quickly add his name to the list here, but it was just a nice set play from the Bulls. Are they checking this one, Martin Zima? No, they have said, yep, it's all right. Okay. I thought for a second that they were going to take it away from them, and I was thinking, geez, it's going to have to be pretty obvious for something to overrule that one. But Martin Zima, making sure I spell it correctly. If I didn't, I would not be too happy. There we go. Martin Zima in the 11th minute, the Bulls score themselves the first try of the match. And certainly won't be their last. For this one, Hamish, the likes are so less as compared to watching. You should definitely say time to time to like stream. It will increase the reach of your stream, and YouTube will suggest your stream to more viewers. I've realized, I think the last time I said to leave a like without it just going along with subscribe, it's ages. So I guess be sure to leave a like on this live stream if you guys haven't already. It's still early though. Says Aiden, it is indeed. That one has gone over. And now the score will be 7-0. Chris Smith nailing his first kick of the day. Very nicely done. And 11 minutes into this game, 7-0 now to the away side, the Blue Bulls. Currently, Martin Zima, he's just a solid individual. In the end, it was Muller Eyes who passed it off to a Martin Zima. He reaches forward, just manages to tickle the line with the ball. And I'm guessing Katie would just laugh at my circumstances about yesterday. And there says Aiden also tries, says Jack Lewis. Oh, that one kicked off nicely. And now just out from his own line, or in fact, his own 22 there. It is Stennekamp. Now, Pepe, it looks like he's going to be firing this one back across. Martin Zima gets another carry. That man doesn't want to get anywhere away from the ball at the moment. It seems to be right in the face of the opposition every chance that he gets. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And there's Sebastian with the 10 out of 10. That's gone high from Pepe. That's the thing. Like, I also realized it's probably been about 4 months since I advertised the channel membership, other than when someone becomes a channel member, which probably isn't very strategic marketing, I guess you could say. But yeah, I guess it is one of those ones that I always feel bad for, like, asking if people want to become members, just because it's like, if they do want to, I assume they'll click the button anyway. I think, wait, I'm getting confused myself. David Creel is Richard Creel's brother, and Dan Creel is Jesse Creel's brother. Hang on. Oh, plot twist. Who's Jacobus Creel? Is he actually a guy that I am thinking of? Is he an older player? I think it was, and I'm about 30 seconds ahead of you, so I won't post any related content until you have reacted yourself, says Jack. Tell you what, Jack, we need more Jacks, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, that's a very loud clap, but the amount of people who, if they're ahead, go, oh, this is my opportunity to say it in the chat before anyone else gets to hear about it. Like, there's a lot of those people, so I appreciate you, Jack, for that, because many people would just say try straight away. And now Yonka having to drive his way forward. Currently 40 there, there's no one that I recognize, says Aiden. You know, there's not a lot of players for the GRIQUAS that I've heard of before this point. Ankura, here's one, Neil Otto as well. And also probably that's it. I guess something along those lines. And also, where's Roman, says Jay. Just a name drop. A possible one, but the GRIQUAS currently driving themselves for good start. Balls as well, says your demise. Ankura passing the ball back nicely. Good backline movement in for the GRIQUAS, though. Going on the outside. That was close to 4, but I believe they are going to say play on just for now. And Hudsonberg trying to find the link up on the inside. He has found him. And it could be the try for the GRIQUAS. No, drag down 5 meters out. Finds the offload anyway. And Xander du Plessis scores the try for the GRIQUAS. And they are back in this game now. And we're going to have to add another name to the list. And there you go. But it was Hudsonberg down the wing who was absolutely phenomenal with the way that he ran. But the whole GRIQUAS side, the whole back line needed to link up for that one. It was just drawn past. It was brilliantly done. And in the end, du Plessis has been able to score himself the try. There was a relatively flat pass at one point in that one, but I believe it was ruled as completely fine. And that is going to be Duplessis, who does end up scoring that first try of the match for the GRIQUAS, and also try, says Jack Lewis, and also Roman said yesterday, he said Fiji and win today in the 79th minute of the game, says Sebastian. Yeah, at the stage that they were already, how many points ahead were they? Like 9 at that point in time, and I've not seen Roman in ages. He's probably banned from the other channel, I would think. Well, like there comes the bad defense from the Bulls. And there says Yodomais, and also let's go, try time, let's go. Says Aiden, but it was nicely done by the GRIQUAS. Beautiful try, says Andre. And it was just a great build-up from Hudsonberg. Ball on the inside, finding Luther Obi, who then offloaded it. And also Jacobus Kriel is Jaco Kriel for the Lions. As well, says Gareth. And I assume he's not really related to any of the other Kriels around. It's like Duplessis. Duplessis, a very common name. Oh, okay, no. It's all right. He just landed on the microphone. Geez, that sounded bad, but I believe it's just because he landed straight on the microphone. Like the hole just rattled. And I thought that he had seriously hurt himself, but I realized it's just he bumped the mic on the sideline. It gave me a fright, though. I thought that he really, like, completely, I thought it sounded like him going over a barrier, even though the barrier wasn't there. So I'm not sure what that reaction was for, but it went out on the full. And now going back to the halfway line, the GRIQUAS will have themselves the scrum feed. 16 minutes into this game, it's flying by, and whoops, they made a mistake a kickoff mistake. And the says Aiden, and they certainly did. But the next game on tonight for the Currie Cup, it is the Lions taking on the Cheetahs. Unfortunately, we won't be live for that game. Instead, we will be covering the Gallagher Premiership game between Saracens and Leicester Tigers. But I will be keeping you guys updated with not just the Currie Cup on that live stream, but also the 3 other Gallagher Premiership matches that are taking place alongside it. And I believe there's even some top 14 that is going to be happening as well. And plenty more rugby tonight. Another 4 hours of our rugby gauntlet that has been going for the past. Jeez. It's been going for the past. I can't do maths at this time of night. I've realized whatever it is, it's add half an hour. So like, oh no, my brain doesn't want to work. It's currently 9 hours. 9 hours and a half that we have been doing rugby. That was way too difficult for my brain to comprehend. I think that's just the 1:48 a.m. brain. I wonder where the Rugby Guru is this week. Not even here for the South African games. I think I did see a post on the community tab that said something about maybe his modem. He ended up having an accident with it and wasn't able to get Wi-Fi. I think that was the case. And also you're doing Clement Lyon later. I wish. Although with the fact that we are going to be doing that game for South Africa, or sorry, Pakistan versus Australia, it does mean that I will have to sleep at some stage 9 hours and a half, with the 10 out of 10. I mean, as soon as we get to 10 hours, that's going to be a lot easier to do the maths. And Morné Steyn still serve his suspension as well. Yeah, he is not there yet. So Chris Smith does get the starting role as fly half, but that is a brilliant kick downfield from Smith, gets them down to the halfway line. And also, how was your pizza, says Aiden? It was very good. Just making sure I don't have any pizza sauce or something on my face, maybe. Because I did scoff it. Or I didn't really scoff it. I just ate it very much so. And also, we've got Guru just hearted one of my comments. This won't be on. He won't be on today still. And or think he won't be on today still. Says your demise. And now going to the back. But hopefully he does get it sorted out before next weekend. Because I know that he likes doing the URC and also Six Nations. For that one as well. But currently now 45 minutes out from their own line here, the Bulls. Just going to see what the top 14 games. They've currently got a game kicking off in an hour and 10 minutes. Good attack and run there. I believe there was big Arnold Borto, who's just a beast and a ball of muscle. Papia goes off to Matanzima. Does go to ground. That's going to be a GRIQUAS penalty for sure. They've got the advantage now. Or do they? The referee got a little bit confused at what he wanted to give there. It's passed off to Hans, and they're going back for the original. I think they said forward pass. So that is why they are going back. It was great work there from Neil Otto. Gets straight over the ball and ended up getting the turnover. So Castra is taking on Montpellier. That is at 3 a.m. 5 a.m. Biarritz taking on Toulon. And then Bordeaux and Pau. And also Morné Steyn, 3-week suspension. And Grant Williams, 4-week suspension. And that is Dakota Broke. So he won't do any games this weekend, says Barry Green there. And Hamish, I'm still waiting for my signed Fanta can. Says, I haven't had Fanta in like 2 days. And I feel like that is something that I really need to sort out. That's just not good enough. Xander Duplessis, it looks like he is going to be lining up this kick now for himself. Currently, I mean, it's a long way away, but he's currently the leading point scorer in the Currie Cup. And also South Africa, or Guru, best South Africa commentator on YouTube, and Hamish, the best in New Zealand, my two favorites on YouTube. Says your demise. And I think we've got a couple of videos that hopefully we will be able to get going very soon, perhaps. We were going to do a Rugby 22 bingo, but then Rugby 22 wasn't quite as good as it could have been. That's a good kick, but it has gone away to the left-hand side. So he does end up missing out. And also DSTV Dakota. And there says Gareth. I would assume so. I think his Wi-Fi would be fine. It must still be down to the kind of being able to watch the game, though, I guess. It's a low 22 dropout, actually flying straight past the face of the Trisora. Xander Duplessis putting up the kick. Jason Hart here for the Griquas, trying to line it up in the air. Almost taken. It's a little knock-on, though. It's a double knock-on. And now it's taken beautifully by Renza. Finds the offload to Matanzima. Wasn't quite able to find one of his own. Tackled in the end by Zito. Now going away to the right-hand side, the bottom of the screen. Arno Borsta finding the ball on the inside to Richard Creel. Great run. Cornell Hendricks now in support. Gets the offload. He's upside down. Now he's been put down. And also down to the DSTV Overlords. I love the bingo pronounced in the Scottish accent as well. Although I love the word bingo. That's going to be a try, and that will be a Scottish happy player if he gets there over the line. No, he didn't. I was going to try and say bingo in a Scottish accent, but it probably wasn't going to work. Bingo. No, that's not Scottish. That's just yelling. That's held up. And that's a goal line dropout. Bingo. Bingo. How do you say it in Scotland? Bingo. Do they even play bingo in Scotland? I can say it in Mr. Bean's voice. That's about as good as I can get. Bingo. That's about as close as I am. DSTV, expensive for nothing. And he says, Barry Green, and what do you think about Rugby 20? Is it worth the $15? I can get it from $15. But would there be like Super Rugby and other modes just to international? Says your demise. So rugby, are we talking Rugby 20 or Rugby 22? You let him know he's got the ball. I'm confused. And there says Jack Lewis. So currently, it is going to be a drop goal attempt from the Griquas. That one's gone straight over, and now the score's going to be 10-7. So I was getting confused at who had that as well. And drop goal Griquas. And there says Andre, and also looks like I'm making a grand. And there says Aiden. No, also we have got there. That's $900 a month to watch rugby. That's expensive, says Barry Green. So that's 900 Rand. I think that works out to 90. Is it 90 New Zealand dollars or 9 New Zealand dollars a month? Surely it's 90. I think in Rugby 20, I'll buy Rugby 22 later. For now, Rugby 20. So Rugby 20, you won't have the URC or Super Rugby. You'll have the top 14 and the Pro 14, I believe you've also got. But you won't have South African sides, which I feel like is probably something that you would definitely like to be able to have. So it's a tricky one. I guess just wait maybe for a sale of Rugby 22. If you do want some sort of rugby game to play, you could go Rugby 20 to just help you learn the, I guess, controls and everything along those lines while you wait for the other one to be on special. That's going high there for the box kick on the 22 now. Driving forward, beautifully taken by Arenza. Currently now 30 meters out for the Bulls, and they continue to drive their way towards the Griquas line. How much money is it to watch rugby in New Zealand? So I've got a Sky Sport Now subscription, which is $40 a month. And then also alongside that, we have got Spark Sport, which is about $20 or $25 a month. So probably about $60 a month I do pay for like subscription services for rugby and whatnot. And also no South African teams in T20, or sorry, in 20 and 22, you have the 4 URC South African sides. And also, do you think it's expensive for you Kiwi lads? It depends. If that is $90, then yes, it is. If it's $9, then not so much. But I believe 900 Rand is $90 or so. And for the license bring rights, your best option is Rugby Challenge 4, which also has the South Africa clubs from their Super Rugby days. Although one thing I'll mention about Rugby Challenge 4, and all of the time that I have had that game, I've seen it go on special twice, and it's like 10 or 20% out for that one. And also, Xander Duplessis has to be picked up by a URC team. So which team would you like to see him at, Tom Watling? Do let me know. And also, didn't know there was a 900 Rand package. Now, remember, was only 2K Rand. Or 2 was only 2K Rand full package as well, says Gareth. And also looking forward to seeing the Bulls replacement tie head, Koi Rus. The articles on him are so good as well, says Tom Watling. So we'll have to make a quick little note of that name, I would say. I'll actually stay your comments so I can keep an eye on him. And in the future, perhaps we get to see him grow as a player. We'll go like that. Now the game is 10-all between these two sides. I'm struggling to find Rugby 22 and Rugby Challenge 4. Can't find it anywhere, says your demise. Is that on PC or console? Do let me know. Bloody hell, $60 to watch Rugby Union. It's like $10 a month to watch Stan Sport, says Xavier. But yeah, anytime I do mention about like pretty much any money that we do make off the channel goes straight back into the channel, that is a majority of where it does end up going, straight into kind of paying for Spark Sport and also paying for the Sky Sports subscription, just because we got to get 2 of them. But the Bulls currently, now Chris Smith, but a draw and pass on the outside of Renzo. This is actually looking way too open here for the Griquas. They do him straight through Hans near the touchline, and he's going to be driving for the corner. Cornell Hendricks on the inside, and that's going to be the try for the Bulls, and they score it right in that corner, and that is how you fire back from getting yourself some points. You score yourself another. I play on PS5. And also 26-year-old Jacobus Currie Ruiz is the latest Bulls player to be plucked from the Unions club system to make a potential Currie Cup debut this weekend, says Tom, and also at 196 centimeters, 142 kgs. Jeez, that's a big boy. And also monster of a tight end, Ruiz took a decision 5 years ago to get himself into tip-top shape, after tipping the scales. 156 kgs, always this foot on the line. For Hans, this is very close. And also, Brumbies vs. Stars was a good game. It was indeed. Went down to the wire, and you should start a career mode and play as the worst team and see what happens. Hamish says, and there could be an idea for Rugby 22 bats. I'm looking at Hans' foot extremely close. It looks fine for that step, but it's the one before that they might end up overruling. PS5, no Rugby 20 or Rugby Challenge 4 on PS5. Surely the console wasn't released yet. And so, and there says Sebastian. And also, who you got winning tomorrow, Masvidal or Colby? It's a tricky one because Colby definitely, I mean, I'd like to say Colby has the ground advantage, but then Masvidal is actually pretty good as a wrestler as well. They've trained for a while together, but that's going to be Hendricks who does end up scoring that one. I'm just going to make sure I spell the name right. That's just gone away to the left, so that is a misconversion, but Hendricks ends up scoring it in the 25th minute of the game, and now we are sitting at 15 points to 10 here. And wait, is it Kelly South African? He is indeed. From South Africa, and Colby will win wrestle and stall. I like Masvidal versus Usman 1, says Tom Watling, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Unfortunately, it overlaps with the cricket, which does mean we won't be able to do a live stream alongside it. And yes, Gareth, I'm South African. Sebastian, I play PS4 games on PS5. It's backwards compatible, and you get Rugby 22 on PS5, and I think Rugby Challenge 4 too. But either way, I can play it. And how much is a pay-per-view in New Zealand? Pay-per-view for New Zealand, you're looking at $40 New Zealand. So I'm not too sure how that is in terms of the amount that it costs, whether it's expensive or cheap, but it is, $40 to be able to buy it. Whether that is a UFC one, a WWE one, which I don't really understand because you can get the WWE network for a lot cheaper and get all of them. And also going to take a guess here, Pretoria. And there says Gareth, a bit of a guess. And how good is Isaiah Perezi? He was going to be a great player for the Wallabies. And actually, backwards compatibility. And also, do you use Insta, Hamish? Says Jack, not really, but we've got an Instagram for the Kiwi lads if you are interested in following it, for when we do eventually end up posting on there. It is that, I believe, if you do want to follow us on there. But yeah, we do need to get a little bit more involved on social media. I think social media, I've always said I'd like to get on it more, but then I read some of the stuff that you see and everyone's just angry about everything, and then I'm like, I don't mind not being on social media that much. And also we have got, just look for deals on the PS4 store. And also we have got there, you're more likely to find one for Rugby 20 than Rugby Challenge 4. And there says Sebastian, now kicked him behind from Nkura. Once again, getting some good distance on that ball. Taken just outside of the 22, and Lorenzo looks like he will be kicking this one back. No, instead decides that he wants to run it a little bit. To go straight through. Zito found the beautiful offload there. Straight into the hands of Moody. Drawing past Bismarck. Duplessis. He's got the man on the inside. Does find him, and that's going to be the try. And it is the try scored by, I believe that was Volt Stenkamp. Did get over the line there, and the big men are running rampage at the moment. And Volt Stenkamp does end up scoring the try. It's another one. And we will go like this. And we will go like this. The Bulls are starting to add a few more names to that list. And Stenkamp was the man who was able to score right. Is it Stenkamp spelled with a U or an A? Here's an A for Stenkamp. And that was in the 29th minute that we did end up seeing that try. So it's just tries absolutely flying all over the place at the moment in this match. An awesome Durban. Now myself, as I says, Gareth, and also we have got the, I've added the account. I think it's the right one. One moment. Yes, you have. Jack Lewis has started following us. I do see there. But yeah, we haven't posted anything on there as of yet, but I really should. at some point in time. One moment, we'll move that back over to there, and we'll put our game. Where's it gone? It's hiding. We'll put it over there again. And also, how much can you please to the UFC on the side tomorrow? Says Aiden. I mean, I can tell you guys who's going to be winning, or like who wins the fights type thing, but I probably won't buy the pay-per-view just because I won't be up early enough to watch it from the start, and also I won't be able to see the main event just because like it will be tricky with the cricket going on, kind of balancing those two. And yep, Gareth, or no, Gareth, I'm from Port Elizabeth, and they're a nice Gareth. Dervins is a nice place in there, says your demise. That one, and now Bismarck Duplessis, he's been phenomenal throughout the early stages of this match for the Bulls. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we are getting closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers currently. We are only sitting around 86 away currently, which is absolutely insane. But kicked off now short by Unkura. And also, what do you think of the Cain Velasquez situation's madness, isn't it, as well, says Jack. I did hear he got arrested. I didn't look too far into it, but apparently, yeah, it's not the best situation when you do see a little bit of the information on it for Cain Velasquez there. And I was trying to name a better debut than Israel Folau versus the British and Irish Lions. Says Xavier Brown. Ooh, okay. That's a tricky one. I know that as a Kiwi, I think Julian Savia's debut was also kind of well received. Will Jordan doing pretty nicely. Oh, no, he got concussed in his debut, actually. He had like 2 minutes. That was a cane shot at a car carrying the, yeah, that's a pretty messed up situation, that is for sure. And then he did end up, yeah, getting arrested, didn't he? And also he's looking at life in prison forever. Superstar millionaire celeb. See, I didn't realize it was life in prison that he was looking at for that one. I haven't read up too much on the situation. And so a lot of folks are saying it was pretty fair, says Tom Watling. So did the guy get anything who was in the car? And also we have got the Amish where corrupt. And there, or is that Garav? I assume that is for that one. But currently the GRIQUAS, they're going back for the initial. A little bit of a knock on that we did see. I wouldn't want to be the guy messing with Cain in prison, and also it's attempted murder as well. And then Amish, mate, I'm drunk and getting rage messages on COD. Do you have some advice? Says Tessa. I would recommend. Oh, well, that depends on what the messages are. Overall, like maybe they are going to be, maybe if they're relatively angry ones. I know the last thing you should do is call someone a noob, because like noobs always, like, that's such an annoying word. And so you think winning the fights tomorrow, says Aiden. I mean, I told you the main event. I won't tell you any of the other ones just in case you put a multi on it. But now around the side, it's going to be Onkura once again trying to pierce that gap. He's been extremely busy throughout the early stages of the match there. And yeah, the game story is going to once we're Warriors as well, says Tom Watling there. Going back, it is going to be Jan Bota. And the number 3 jersey. Is there another Jan Bota in South Africa playing rugby at the moment? Probably. I would think so. But currently now continuing to drive their way forward, and the chat got slightly dark, isn't it? As I mentioned, it always seems to at random hours of the night. I have noticed. And also, Carter's debut was pretty good, as I says Gareth there. Currently now, penalty to the GRIQUAS. I already did it too late. That's why I'm asking. Says Aiden. I haven't actually looked through the whole card, so I don't think I can comment too much on who's going to win certain fights, as I haven't really been keeping up with the UFC as well as I should be recently. Also, getting accused of aimbot, etc. I feel like people are just angry and search and destroy. I'm playing Xbox One Call of Duty Vanguard. And there's okay, first of all, do you have aimbot? Because if you did, they've probably got a reason to be slightly angry. But if you don't, maybe you're just too good. I know I certainly am not. I know that you mentioned at one stage that we could play Xbox and you would carry me in Warzone. I feel like that still needs to be a thing, because I am terrible at that game. I panic too much. Like I see someone and I just fire at the sky going, oi, everyone, there's a guy over here, and then I get shot. Currently now, the GRIQUAS only sitting 10 meters out. It's stolen there by the Bulls. And done very nicely there. Richard Creel trying to step off the foot. Okay, I didn't see nobody touched it as the call from the referee. So it is going to be play on just for now. Chris Smith now. He almost wrestled down. He has gone to ground now. Still only 5 meters out from their line, though, the Bulls. They will have to try their best. And also, Amish Pro, sorry for late joining the stream. No worries at all. Who's Cain? Cain Velasquez, ex-T, or not T20, ex-UFC fighter. As lots of viewers call me a noob during the warm-up games of the T20 World Cup, but I couldn't care less, just paid attention and let the game. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's weird because everyone goes straight to like calling people noobs, but it's like they were also once a noob. And also I got called a noob, but last stream, payback will be fun, says Jay. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. See how that ends up going. The Griquas are paying £20 now in England, says Jack. So that is a decent amount, definitely because they are 12 points behind at this point. I don't know why, my brother. I've been playing COD since I was 13, 2010-ish. So you will just have like that muscle memory, I should say, of just going like, right, grenade out, bloody bing, bing, bing. So you can tell I'm not the best at X, but I mean, I'm all right, but I'm not like, I wouldn't play against other people because I know I just get absolutely destroyed. But yeah, you'll have to let me know how that situation goes, Jay, with you and your new friend. Leinster scoring a very early try up against Benetton for anyone curious about the URC game that is going on. COD is the best. And there it says your demise, but currently now the rolling more, the GRIQUAS once again trying to get it going forward. Doesn't seem like it's making a huge amount of ground. And Yanko eyes right next to the touchline. Has to be careful not to go out there. Now continuing to throw themselves at the line. I believe that was Christopher Hollis. He actually looks like a bright prospect for the GRIQUAS. I think I remember him from the last game now that I think about it a little bit harder. Who's their normal number 8? Is it Stenkamp? Do they normally have Stenkamp at number 8, or am I thinking of a different man? Do let me know. I prefer Trout, to be honest. And there's Sebastian. And also, that took like too long for my brain to comprehend. And then when I did end up working it out, I let out the weirdest, like, I just exhaled. As now good run forward here for Obi once again. And that game's pointless. Leinster win with 12 men. And there says Jack, yeah, it's not what they will be after. But Leinster, the first try of their match was scored by Deegan. For that one, I'm just having a look through at the lineup. Yeah, they've still got some very good players. Jordan Lamar and that back line. Ross Byrne, McGrath, Deegan, Maloney, sorry. There's us. So yeah, they're going to be winning that one. In my mouth watering for some brisket. I forgot how to spell it. And this is your demise. And I'll do what I usually do. I'll troll them up until he breaks and rages at me, says Jay. Have you ever thought about being a psychiatrist, Jay? Perhaps. Although that wouldn't actually go well. Maybe don't do that because I've just realized that you try and get them to break, whereas that would be, maybe you should be a lawyer and they just get annoyed with it. Like you just end up calling the people who are up on the stand Muppets, and then you just have all these angry people at you. And also, hell no. And there says Jade, also, we have got there, George, what's this? Says Jack, it is George being sad. So pretty much anytime there's a disallowed try, that's normally the try emoji that we do end up going up. I'm going to market for some shopping done. So I come at later today as well. So we'll see a bit later on up the games. This game was insane. Well, that game was insane. It certainly was. And the game between the Chiefs and the Blues, I would say, was almost a level above that for the amount of action that we did get to see. Getting closer now. That one is going to be going back once again now for the advantage for the GRIQUAS round the side for Zito, getting closer. And they seem like they are going to be able to possibly not quite fall over the line here. Just at this point in time, they are only a metre short around the side. Now, once again, it's a try for the GRIQUAS. And hit the like button, 50 people watching. And then there says Jay, yeah, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I've never been a fan of FPS games. I always fancied story-based stealth touch, such as Assassin's Creed or Batman Arkham. And I told you the GRIQUAS win. Says, I don't know, we're still in the first half, of course, but it was a very nice try. My coverage is gone hiding. There we go. We have got it back up. We'll put it over there. Who was it in the end who did end up putting that ball down over the line? I'm looking for the number. Was it their number 1? I think it was. In fact, he was able to score himself the try there. No, it was the number, I think that's a 7. I think that is a 7, and that will be Handrul Sergil, who was able to score that try there. And we will add him to the list. Currently, this is a very long list. This is getting longer and longer by the minute. At this point in time, up to 39 minutes through, and it's just try after try after try that we are getting to see here for the Carling Currie Cup. And what was the final score between the Canes and the Highlanders and the Tars and the Brumbies? Your demise. So the first game that you did mention there, the score was, I believe it was 21-14, if I'm not wrong. I'll just have a quick look and make sure that I have got the right numbers there, because I wouldn't want to tell you false information, because then that is just, it's one of those ones that when you read it, you'll be like, oh, that Kiwi lad's boy, he told me everything wrong. So the game, it was in the end 21-14 in favour of the Hurricanes. And then the next game was the Brumbies versus Waratahs, 27-20 in favour of the Brumbies. And also, what odds are these? Now there it says Gareth, and also I put 100 on Colby tomorrow, and I'm joking, too risky. Yeah. And also, Amishbury add time in 15 minutes as well, says Michelle there. And also, GRIQUAS are playing a good game so far, says Andre. And we always, that's the thing for Currie Cup action. The game yesterday between the Pumas and the Sharks was strange because we only saw one try. Normally, we see many times. Currently now, it is going to be the kick for touch from Nkura. Just trying to remember what his name was. I feel like my name game has gotten shocking. I haven't done a South African game for a couple of weeks with the Currie Cup teams anyway. I've been doing a bit of the URC, but nothing too crazy in terms of South African names. So hopefully Afrikaans is still sticking around there somewhere. So Highlanders actually gave them a good go. And the Tars gave Brumbies a good go too. Good to hear, though. Says Yodamai. So yeah, both teams actually getting out of it with a bonus point for being within 7. In fact, when I look through, 4 out of the 6 games had the other team getting a losing bonus point, which is pretty awesome for the competition just because games get a little bit closer. Every New Zealand game was separated by, oh no, Moana Pacifica Crusaders ruined that. There was a little bit more of a gap. Kicked him on by Chris Smith on the halfway line. Now they're going back for the penalty. And GRIQUAS, when Amish will wear his test cricket or cricket kit for the whole day tomorrow. I don't think so. That would be a long day. Some lectures, one man gives here, says Michelle. And yeah, it is going to be side entry penalty against the GRIQUAS. And Wayne explained to me, I'm 5. It's Currie Cup, not a part of Super Rugby. It is not. It is completely different competition. I will show you the teams that they have got in said competition here for the Currie Cup. One moment. There we go. So these are the teams that we have got. You will recognize some of these names, of course, ex-Super Rugby teams who now play in the URC. So the Sharks, they have got a URC team. The Cheetahs do not. The Blue Bulls, they are actually known as the Vodacom Bulls in the URC. GRIQUAS do not. Western Province, they are known as the Stormers in the URC. Pumas, and then the Lions have also got their URC team. So that is kind of how this competition works. You play everyone a couple times, and then after that, you do go through to the semi-finals and the finals. And I say, yep, as a Shark supporter, I'm a bit disappointed. But like I said, it is a win. Exactly right. They are still sitting on top of the table, as you guys just got to see there. And also, Logs looking good. There's Gareth. Unfortunately, the Lions are just really struggling, and not just this competition. In a few of their competitions, they did all right up against Leinster, though. And I was like, man, am I slow? And the SEC says, I don't think so. I think there's that many competitions going on around the world at the moment. It's extremely hard to be able to keep track. When's the next Sharks game? Are we talking the Sharks or the South Sea Sharks? Aiden. Because that's going to be a little bit of a difference there. So the Sharks next game, I believe it's actually going to be, nope, not that one. Who we got? I think it's actually this one here. So they have got one in 31 days' time. Surely they've got a game closer than that, though. One moment. Clicking on all the buttons. I'm panic clicking at the moment. 18 days away. Right, I haven't got the Sharks next one as of yet. Actually, no, I did. That was actually the next one. They've got the Bulls next week. That is going to be at 7 a.m. I remember that game, because it is going to be a pretty awesome one. And the URC game says Aiden. So the next URC game that the Sharks have got for themselves, so we'll quickly get that up. But currently the Bulls, they are going to be continuing to drive their way towards that 22. They have been told not to use that one. Now Papia goes across Chris Smith. Wide cutout pass out to Arenza. Once again, a missed tackle from the rush defense of the GRIQUAS, finding the offload now and continuing to drive forward. It was Maloace. I accidentally started a rebirth match on Warzone, as says your device, so you will see a little bit later on. Currently, we are up to 42 minutes through this game, and we are still in the first half, so plenty of time left for both of these sides. Chris Smith looking for the offload, doesn't quite find it. And that is one thing that the Bulls have done extremely well. It seems like the GRIQUAS just haven't quite been able to tie up the arms of the Bulls. It's a penalty to the GRIQUAS, I hope so, Gareth. And there says Andre and our Bernard boys. Look like they're starting to click as well, says Gareth there. And I really stumped the Leinster defence, or they really stumped the Leinster defence with that late try, says Sebastian for that one. But currently Leinster, they are leading up against Benetton, 7 points to 3. The next game is going to be Sharks versus Scarlets, and that will be at 6:10 a.m. on Saturday, the 12th of March, followed by Bulls versus Munster on Sunday. Why does that game have to overlap with the Six Nations? Who wrote that down? And also, so when is Mapimpi and the Sharks next URC game? Says Aiden. So I assume that would be for up against Scarlets, but if not, their next game after that will be up against Zebra, so they probably won't even play them there either, to be honest, if they don't need to risk them. And then the Sharks have got Edinburgh. That will be more than likely a game that we definitely see them in action. And also, I'm really excited to catch up with stuff. And Blue Balls, surely someone has taken the piss with that name, says Jay. It's slightly unfortunate in that regard. And also, Kieran Reid And there's Sebastian. And also, I appreciate how you in the chat explain it to undereducated peeps like me, says Tesla. That's the thing. Like, as soon as someone asks a question, like, if they get shut down straight away, they're not going to ask any more questions. And I feel like that is where, like, if you ask a question on here, like, you're going to get a relatively serious answer. There might be a couple ones that are a little bit of banter in there, but eventually you're going to get the right answer that you are after. And, like, you're going to be able to learn a little bit more. That's a penalty of the Bulls now. We're up to 43 minutes. Do they just take the tap and kick this ball out? Not too sure. We might consider going for the corner / halfway, seeing if they can get themselves down a bit more. And also, who's this as well? So that is Kieran. He is a giant inflatable All Black that I have got. He used to be in a lot of videos. Takes the tap. Chris Smith kicks it into touch. They said, nah, we're not going anymore. I hope Etzebeth is in the squad against the Scarlets. He would be a beast to have going out there in that game. That is for sure. But currently at halftime, 22 points to the Bulls with 3 tries. And the GRIQUAS sitting there on 2 tries at 15 points. What's the difference between an inside and outside centre? I guess the easiest way of describing it, if you're talking about the literal name of the position, it's pretty much inside centre is the guy. How do I describe this without literally saying inside? Guy who is next to the fly half, and then outside centre is the next man there, kind of like the outside man to the inside, and then from the inside it does go to fly half. But also, normally your number 12 is more of your crash ball runner, hit the ball up hard, and then number 13's got the quick feet, the little bit more acceleration, and really does normally have express pace, such as, I mean, perfect combination to say is someone like a Nutty Lamape at 12, Rico Ioane at 13. Like, I feel like that is a good dynamic to have there. And also we've got there, it's me. Oh no, I read that one. There we go. Drinking water, hydration, ladies and gentlemen. But now at this stage, second half is about to get underway in about 5 to 10 minutes. Normally it's a relatively long time that they do have off in between the two halves, I guess you could say, but hopefully it is going to fly by. But if you've got any questions at all, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time to be able to ask them while it does quieten down for this halftime break. And also, what's the difference between a 11 and a 14, as I says, Jack, and don't say 3. So, difference between the 11 and the 14, really they have very similar roles. It's just 11 is your left winger, which means he's on the left side of the field when you are looking from behind the side, and then the right winger is on the right side of the field. He is number 14. I guess a good way of looking at it as well, while we are at it, we could go like that. So pretty much you're looking at it from behind. So is this, tell you what, that's better. That's a better one. Right, so pretty much, I feel like this is like rugby school with Hamish. It's fun. So Cornell Hendricks, he is your inside centre. Outside centre is Hans. The reason for that is because of the order that they have got themselves in. Now you've got Smith, then Hendricks is the inside centre, and yes, he is on the outside of Chris Smith, but he's still considered inside because there's a man on the outside and Hans, and you don't actually get yourself, like you don't have an outside centre because out on the right wing, it is Moody, out on the left wing, it is Krill, and then at the back, it is Kurtley Arenzo, who is known as the fullback, and the reason for that is he is a lot further back into the line normally, if he is in the right position, that is. I say SBF won't play till 2023. And do you ever get spam messages saying, your package could not be delivered? I do sometimes get that one. Luckily, a lot of our packages that I do order have arrived recently. Like, we got some good ones from, it was Mighty Ape. Some of you guys will know Mighty Ape. I am a very fond believer of Mighty Ape because they've got some very good stuff on there. And also, everything arrives so fast on there. Like, we have been getting some stuff for out in the studio that we are going to be pretty much putting out there. Hopefully it does end up going all smoothly, and pretty much anything you order just arrives pretty quickly. And they also sent us some free gum and also a discount, like gift voucher for a food box. So I was like, oh, well, that'll do. I mean, Hamish, we need your all-star squad, maybe a future video. Says possibly. And I was like, man, to think our 12 and 13 way of playing has drastically changed over the last 15 years. Says Gareth. And also, if the Bulls use the squad against the Sharks in the Currie Cup, the Sharks should also use the URC players. And also just thinking of that chat up line from the earlier stream, says Sebastian, is that to do with the bottle? And also we have got there, you can sit down next to a lady having a drink and say, I'm just wondering if your beer bottle is as hard as mine. That certainly is a rough, well, I mean, it might work depending on who the person is. And good question, Jack. And there a little bit earlier on, but ladies and gentlemen, do let me know who you think will be able to get out of this one with the 1 year, man. I hope the studio is dope. Are you working on some big things, mate? Love to see it. Says Tesla there. And yeah, we have also got, I mean, I've got this camera that I've had for a long time. We've only actually filmed about 2 videos on it. But, I mean, vlogs might be coming soon, either weekly or fortnightly, just to kind of let you guys know what's going on behind the scenes, because I realize I talk a lot about what's going on outside of the live streams, but you guys never get to see it other than like old pictures of me when I'm wearing like a penguin suit or doing a trick shot on a trampoline in a sumo suit, you know? Other than that, though, you don't really know too much about what's going on. You guys haven't even seen that side of my lounge. Actually, no, you have seen some of it from a video, Springboks versus All Blacks, but you haven't seen my door. What does my door look like? No one knows. I was if that line works on her. She's scum as hell, says Sebastian there. So, yeah, it's pretty much just going to be a what happens in the life. And also, sorry to hear, sorry to bother you, but I found it over there. Could I stand here, says Gareth? And also, I have a question. Do you like bees? Not favorite, or my favorite type of bees are booby. Not seen any in a while, though, says Jay. Oh, I feel bad for you now. The sad face at the end. And also, finally 15 minutes ad, a complete all in now, join here. I do not mind at all, Vishal, if you want to skip the ads that do pop up with the video. Or if it's 15 minutes, if you want to really, like, if you feel you have to watch the ad, if you close out and go back in, you'll probably get like a 20-second ad, and then you'll be all good to go rather than the 15. But that is commitment. Round of applause for Vishal, ladies and gentlemen, watching a 15-minute ad. Support the Kiwi lads. I feel like it's very much appreciated. And currently, I mean, that's the thing. We have been getting all sorts of things. We've got lights that are on the way. We've got a multi-plug that has about 8 different plugs. That probably tells you how many things are getting plugged in. It's going to be lit up out there like a Christmas tree. And hopefully it's not a fire hazard, I should say. Not since Jenna left me in there, says Jay. First name or last name Tills, first name Jenna. Or that one. Who got me the other day? I think it was David. David gave me a sneaky one, Jay. And like, I wasn't expecting it from him. So I just read it out and I was like, Vishal the GOAT. And there says he certainly is. But yeah, David just caught me out and I read it out and I was like, hang on. Did you just do that, David? And I think he was just cracking up a little bit. And also, thanks, Irish Pro. And you talk like the squad of the Bulls as international players. Bulls only has like 2 BOK and Sharks has 15 international players. The difference between URC Bulls and Currie Cup Bulls is basically 0. And yeah, I felt like that would be how that would be said. So hopefully that was good for the one, because I feel like that is like, the thing is, if it was any closer, it would be a cap lock, I think. That one, but currently, yeah, I think Chris Smith and Cornell Hendricks. Actually, who are the box that they have got at the moment in this Bulls side for this matchup up against the GRIQUAS? I can't actually think of too many of them. Currently, Leicester versus Leeds are sitting 0-0 at halftime. What's Chelsea sitting at? Chelsea haven't played yet. I'm hoping Chelsea versus Chelsea versus Burnley is 0-0, so that I know I've made the right choice by doing the Saracens game versus Leicester. If it's like 5-4 or something like that, I'll be slightly annoyed. I don't know what's wrong with people. They're talking about the Bulls side as if they're an international squad. It's a youngster squad. And a few elders like WGF, and also got to watch that double David bloke in there, says that JA's. I'm going to quickly put my camera back up over there. But yeah, we've got some interesting stuff from that. Me and George, I mean, I've got a video of when George tried to one bite a McDonald's cheeseburger on that camera. Although the problem is there's probably quite a bit of swearing in there as well. So it would take a lot of editing, more than likely, if I did want to try and cut it down. But currently just waiting for the second half to get back underway. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more content coming in the near future. And we have got, hopefully, fingers crossed, big things coming into the future, whether that is with our set, whether that is just pretty much slowly continuing to grow the channel, because at the end of the day, I'm loving doing this. And also, we have got the amateur knowledge of rugby is unmatched. The grind you live, you live. The live stream, literally all the matches are unmatched. I'm not sucking up to you. I really mean that, mate. Says, I appreciate that, mate. Although I will say my rugby knowledge, I think, is still coming along. There's still some certain kind of things that I don't really know too much of, just because I only started watching a few years back. But hopefully, like at the end of the day, hopefully you guys just continue enjoying the videos. I feel like it's very different to just straight up live commentary from the games, which I think is why it is so much fun to do for those ones. And we have no intentions of slowing down. Like if we have a day or a week, in fact, if we have a week that we do less than about probably 20 hours of live streams, I feel like that is a quiet week and we should probably pick it up for the next one. Like that's kind of the mentality I've got at the moment. Like if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 110% and keep on going for it. And I think that's what we've done on this channel so far throughout this year. We've probably averaged about 3 or 4 hours of live streams per day. If you do take the days that we did more live streams on and take them into the days that we had to rest on to get my voice back and golden lines as well, if you ask me. Sebastian also, but seriously, who thought it was a great idea to name a team Blue Balls? Did no one think about that, or do they just, or are they all so innocent? Although the only side of it I can think of, it's Blue Bulls instead of balls, but it does sound like balls if I say it in a Kiwi accent. But it's slightly unfortunate. One of the problems is people you think too hard. It's bulls, not balls. A bull is an animal, even though are you being sarcastic or making a joke? Just that's it. As on there says the other mice and also Achilles. And there says Gareth. But currently looking through, we will look at the reserves that they have got for this matchup. One moment we will go like this and we will go like this. So it is going to be Durand, also Dubi, then Schut, then alongside him Retief, Amaras, Orengi, sorry for that one, Schwartz, and then it is Ramlashi. I feel like those pronunciations were terrible, so I do apologize for that. Skalker Rasmus at number 16, it is Inkboka, then Ruas, that is the youngster that we were mentioned a little bit earlier on, Ludwig, alongside him, Stenkamp, Johannes, Mostert, and then Lionel Mapo actually going to be there as the last option for them in this game as well. If we don't have $1,000 in the stream, you have to show us everything on all your hard drives, says Xavier. It'd be a pretty easy 100 or $1,000 to be fair, because I don't think there's anything bad. I mean, there's probably like moments in some live streams where we swear or something like that, but overall, I feel like that's an easy bit of money. I mean, I could try and find that video of me doing a sumo suit trick shot, but I feel like I would rather not. Really, our fire back. Chris Smith kicks it down the field, and we are back underway for the second half here. It depends on people are referring to the current box or to the players that have South African caps. And then yes, Scatter for that one. It says it was from Achilles, and now kicking it in behind, and that one's gone into touch now. Is a good kick downfield. I believe that would have been the number 10 once again, Theo Boshoff, sorry, who we haven't really seen too much of so far. And also, well, much respect, my brother, and all the people that have supported you since the start, etc. You'll make the mate, or you'll make it, mate. I just know it's Tuesday, and it is hugely appreciated. Right there, and also Gareth and the Bulls squad. The Bulls have like 2 or 3 players with box caps. It doesn't change my argument. And also, we have got there is it your D drive, says Gareth, and also you'll never guess how hard my hard drive is, Meta. Yeah, I got a lot of hard drives as well. Wait. The currently now Chris Smith going back across to Hans, now trying to step on the inside. Nicely done. And Hans continues to try and build his way towards the halfway line, whereas the Sharks has 15 men that still play international rugby. And there's your demise. And also counts 6 in this line, says Gareth. To Achilles there as well. But currently now this one's going to be kicked high from Ambrose Papia. We'll be looking for the box kick. And currently the clouds are starting to roll in again at the ground. Fires it back to Chris Smith, who is there, kicks it for the 50-22. It's a good kick. I believe that's going to be the 50-22, which 6 is on there. For that one. It's a 50-22 from Chris Smith, though. He would have learned a thing or two from Mornay Stain in the past. But now, I mean, I could try and guess which fellows have got Springbok caps, but I feel like I would just embarrass myself. Other than, I want to guess, of course, Bismarck du Plessis I'll go with. Other than him, though, I have no idea. Marcel Kutzer? No? Maybe. So he had some? Or had a cap in the past? Arnold Borto, I would think, would. Maybe. Don't know. And also, Sebastian kind of sus, and you'll laugh. But back when I didn't speak English so well, I generally thought that 6 drive is a hard drive. I mean, it's one way of looking at it. Bismarck du Plessis now going back to Cornell Hendricks. Getting closer to the line, currently only 3 minutes out. Bros Papia with the overlap down, and Arno Botta scores a try for that one. And I believe they will be bringing up the bonus point now. And Botta has been able to score it. It was Arno Botta. And we will go like this. And we will go like that. But Arno Botta scoring in the 43rd minute of this game. It's only just started for the second half, and he has already been able to get himself straight over the line. Does end up scoring at the big man, Arno Botta. They end up putting it down. There was no one really there, and I believe that is the bonus point for the Bulls. And they are now starting to build up just a little bit further. Cornell Hendricks, are we checking something here? Bismarck, Kotze, Botta, Papia, Hendricks, and Mapo. Oh, I got a couple of them. Did I? I got three from three of the ones. I just pretty much picked the oldest players, to be honest. That was my only logic behind that one. But Papia, also Hendricks, Hendricks, I would have possibly guessed. Mapo maybe a little bit, but not huge. Actually, no, Mapo might be in one of the old rugby games. Now I think about it a bit deeper. Papia would probably be the one player I wouldn't have gotten. Instead, I might have said maybe Janko Swanepoel or Volt Stenkamp, maybe. And also, Hamish, to answer my own question, I asked just now, Ibanez will make his debut in July. Says Andre, oh, that's just around the corner. The thing is, we're in March at the moment, but it's going to be July before we know if COVID buggers off how many teams in Super Rugby now. So we have got a total of 12 teams, and that will be how it will be staying for at least the next couple of years with the South African side sticking to the URC. Now, the fullback kicking that one downfield, it is Yonka looking for his own 50-22, doesn't quite get it, but that was all from that brilliant kick of Chris Smith that did lead to the chance for the 50-22, and then which also led to the try. Chris Smith looking for the touchline, doesn't find it. Now going to be a kick returned, not really too much on that one, and just able to wait for Chris Smith, and now he gets another opportunity at the kick that he did mess up last time. That's a huge kick from Chris Smith, and is it going to go dead? No, it doesn't. It picks up just inside of the end goal of the GRIQUAS. He has kicked that one about 70 meters and didn't he get injured again. And there says Sakabula, is that for Eben Etzebeth? Because I know that they've got a few injuries lurking at the moment. Now, Chris Smith, he goes for the 50-22. Someone needs to stop that man, because that's another 50-22 now. Someone needs to be back there to mark it, but 2 in a row. And this one's even better than the last. 5 meters out for Chris Smith and his side. That's an absolutely brilliant kick from him, and the 50-22 has certainly been benefiting that man. And yep, says Sakabula there. Currently now it is going to be the line out here for Bismarck du Plessis, and yep, and there it says Sakabula. Who's a big player? How's Faf de Klerk going with his injury, Sakabula? Do let me know, because I know that he was out for a little while. There's also another player. I know Cheslin Colby's back from his injury, and Smith has gone crazy. He is indeed, and I'm so uneducated. I love rugby so much, more than any sport, but there's so much changes. There are indeed. The 50-22 law is one that is hard to kind of follow along with. For a start, that one is just short of the line. And now the Blue Bulls once again look like they will be trying to drive their way over the line. They are only a metre short. Little knock on. I think that wasn't which South African teams could return to Super Rugby would be so awesome. Even if it's for like 1 year, like every once in a while, they're like, we'll just bring the teams back in, see how it goes. And also, well, it's game over now, says Aiden. Although they've gotten lucky, it was almost a 50-22. But I think it was a little knock on against Janko Swanepoel there. Currently, that is the number 1, which for this one is Eddie Davids, who is currently going to be down for a bit longer. But currently, we have got another live stream that is coming just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, and that match is going to be Saracens taking on the Leicester Tigers. That one will be starting at 4 a.m. New Zealand time, and we will be covering that on the channel. Also, so if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. My Pimpy should play for the Reds next year. That would be pretty awesome to see, even if it's like we don't get the South African teams in the Super Rugby competition. Let's just get some South Africans in our sides. Like, I feel like that brings so much to a game of rugby. Imagine, I know this wouldn't happen because money and whatnot, but imagine someone like an Eben Etzebeth at the Hurricanes, or maybe, like you mentioned, Makazole Mapimpi going on the wing to the Reds, and wish South African teams could return to Super Rugby would be so awesome. Here's Andre there. Cornell Hendricks in the midfield for the Blues. Who else we got? Who were the Chiefs? Like Chiefs, Chisel and Colby at fullback. Imagine that. It'd be pretty insane if Super Rugby had a whole heap of funding and also just a budget that would allow big, huge players to be signed each and every year, although we're just not quite big enough for that to be the case. I mean, saying that though, Pablo Matera signing for the Crusaders, probably the biggest signing in terms of overseas internationals that we do get to see in the competition currently. A push from the GRIQUAS, not really going forward, and now looking to the short side here. It will be their big number 8, Korma. Let's get wrestled down to the ground. 10 metres out from his own line now and trying to find that ball back to Unkura, and he does do just that. Throw Eben on the wing. I'll be keen. I know Artie Savi is one that people want to see him in the midfield. And Mapabi should play for the Reds next year. And also, Eben is a beast, and we're able to Thika Abrahams, the number 11 of the South Sea Sharks Currie Cup team. Says Andre that's been dropped. So Thika Abrahams, I believe he's still at the Sharks. If I'm not wrong, Leinster are currently winning their game 26 points to 3. So they are well and truly carving into Connacht here. One moment. I'm going to have a look to see when the last time he played was. I think it's a little while, but no, it might actually. I think he's still all right. I think it's just because they've got quite a deep back line. But with Lucanio I believe someone was saying that he might be disappearing soon. So it means that maybe Werner Koch goes into that midfield alongside Marius Lowe and also Foster and also Gareth. And when was the last time any of them played for the Box? Says that your demise and also Southern Hemisphere should make up a British and Irish Lions team, or a team like the British and Irish Lions team, and tour every 4 years. It would be pretty awesome to see if they would do something along those lines, although I don't know whether or not, like, I guess it's that same side of it of will the Northern Hemisphere get behind it. I think my poem Bismarck, for example, oldest, and it was years ago as well. And there it says your demise. And I think, like Rugby Challenge 4, I've always wanted to do a match that was like a British and Irish Lions versus a Southern Hemisphere Lions type arrangement and see how it would go. We've actually lost ourselves the board down the bottom currently, the scoreboard. And yep, Lucanio Armour's going to Japan for 2 months as well, says Andre there. And even Smith and Tani Alatupo as your wings, I think it would work out better than what we'd expect, or than what we'd expect. I think I want to do that on Rugby Challenge 4 now. Just play backs as my back line. Like have Tani Alatupo, Etsabev, Artie Savia. Who else could you have as very quick forwards? That's a brilliant ball for the GRIQUAS. And now ball on the inside. And that's going to be the try. And Duplessis gets himself his second try of the match. I was about to have a drink of water, but then he decided that he wants to score himself another try. And now 50 minutes in, the GRIQUAS getting straight back into this game. And we're going to have to add his name. Or actually, we don't have to add his name because he's already scored himself the try. So that is going to be in the 50th minute. Now scoring it. There we go. We will add that one to the list. Also, I think they're not checking this one. It is going to be standing as dry outie. Hamish, trust you all well, mate. Going Bulls by 10 as well, says Betty V. And welcome in. Hope you have been keeping well, mate. And currently, plenty of rugby going on in the world. I believe the top 14 is about to have another game that is kicking off. The URC 28-3 currently for Leinster. There we go. I also put Bowden Barrett and Will Jordan for centres. I know it sounds stupid, but the All Blacks, I need more speed. Rico and Sevu on the wings, and Geordie or Damien as fullback. And also, yeah, good my side. Says BV, great to hear, mate. And currently, I mean, the GRIQUAS up to 22 points now. They're fighting back in this game. South Sea Sharks got a lot of backline players. Says Andre, what are the odds sitting at this match as we currently sit? Because the GRIQUAS keep on fighting back every time they seem like they should be out of this game. Okay, now they're paying $9.20, but I assume that is about to change perhaps. Once it does update, I'm just going to plug in my phone because it is quite close to flat. But currently, there's only 7 points difference between these two sides, and also RIP Shane Warne, what a legend. And then, yeah, the tragic news that did kind of overcome the cricket community, not just the fact that they did lose Rod Marsh a little bit earlier on in that same day, but then also, sadly, Shane Warne as well. And also South Sea Sharks got a lot of backline players. And also I like Rico at 11 as well, better than centre. And there says Sebastian, I know Gareth, but people still compare Sharks to Bulls. Like seriously, Sharks, all 15 of the international players play for this, play to this for Box or other countries. And there says your demise. But currently now the GRIQUAS, they have been penalised there. It's currently $10.80 for the GRIQUAS to be able to win this match. And I believe that is because they are kicking this one for the corner. I just hope the Sharks spend some of this money on a great coach. Says Gareth there, and also only Morningstain playing against British and Irish Lions and like one game recently for the Box. And yeah, he's retired from international, hasn't he, Morningstain? Unfortunately. Was it his first red card recently? Because I know a lot of people were saying it's like his first red card, but was that more of the case of it's just been a very long time since he's had another red, or was it actually his very first one? It's going to be the rolling maul here for them, and it looks like they're going to be able to try and slow this one down here, but the Bulls are getting closer, and that is normally danger going down. I think they're just short. I think it's going to be held up here. Is this a try? No, they're short of the line now. They have said that the ball is available. Sharks actually have more than 15 international players. And there says Achilles now going around the side, still going to be just short of the line here. Continuing to build. I believe that's going to be held up. And it's a goal line dropout. Yep, that would be so great, Gareth. And there says Andre. And there, it's going to be the goal line dropout. The GRIQUAS still under a huge amount of pressure. Surprised that the draw is so much. Definitely in a competition like the URC, we see it many times over that these sides just end up somehow, I guess you could say, just perfectly matching each other. So, and also we've got, and the fact that the Bulls keep the score so close against a 15-man international squad against the Sharks was impressive. And there's easier the mice. Well, that one, but now it's going to be the goal line dropout here once again. Looks like they're taking their time. Yonka, not in any hurry here to take this one. He's going to have to be careful. Well, in fact, it's actually Theo Boshoff. He's kicked it downfield, and also, no comparison. Bulls are just better coached. Probably an unpopular opinion. Sharks are just enjoying their new dollars. Should be achieving way more than the squad. And also with 14 men, the Bulls also beat the Sharks. Without Morningstain, I'm proud to be a Bulls supporter. Says here the mice. Now going back, Morningstain. He is not playing in this game. Instead, Chris Smith, and he's been phenomenal. Now down the wing, going for the corner. And it's going to be the try for the Bulls now. And that is going to be one more that they certainly wouldn't have wanted to concede. And it's going to be actually Kanan Moody. We haven't actually seen too much of him throughout the early stages of this game. But we're going to go like this. And Moody has been able to score himself a try. And that is in the 51st minute. These game tries are coming closer and closer now. We only saw one a couple minutes ago, and now it's already going to be another one scored in this game. It was actually in the 55th, so that makes sense that it wasn't quite in that same stage. But like they're saying, Yonka just wasn't quite where he needed to be. And now the Bulls, they move up to 34. We knew it was going to be a high score and a affair between these two sides. That is for sure. And also Plumtree would be awesome. And I wish the Sharks have bring back John Plumtree. There's Andre, but Chris Smith does end up getting that one over. And now 54 minutes into this game, it will be 22 to the GRIQUAS and 36 to the Bulls. The next game that we are covering on the channel, like I mentioned earlier on, it is going to be the game between Saracens and Leinster. That's a lie. Saracens and Leicester Tigers is that game, and it should be a very entertaining one. That will be starting in an hour and 45 minutes time. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is usually appreciated, you guys all being here. Well, these random hour of the night live streams, I guess, is the best way of describing them for us here in New Zealand. But it is awesome to see how many people from the Northern Hemisphere we have got tuning in for these ones. And it's going to be kicked off high for the GRIQUAS once again for 80 minutes, 14 men versus 15. We almost beat the Sharks. Our Bulls are only South Africa team that can actually beat them. Stormers mess up too much and choke at the end. Lions is just bad, and Cheetahs choke as well. Says your demise there. And now being told to use it, and also now in 15 minutes, Hamish, not 45. And they see Sebastian, did I say 45? Did I say an hour 45? Maybe. Hour 15 is what I did mean. But that one in France name, kicked 60-plus meter kicks. That was like 11 years ago, and he's still playing. That's crazy, says Tesley. He is indeed, and he's still playing very well. That one's been passed into touch. And also, Stormers beat Sharks in the URC recently. Here's Gareth. Currently 56 minutes. And we're actually, this game's flown by very quickly. And I think it's all of the tries that we have seen. Orenza, he's been playing very well throughout this matchup. Currently just trying to use that pace. Ends up passing it behind Moody to score the last try of the match for the Bulls. They've currently got themselves the bonus point The Griquas, if they score one more try, they actually get themselves the bonus point as well, which will be exactly what they are after in this Currie Cup. Every point is crucial. The Griquas currently sitting in fourth. Oh boy, well, our boy Richie McCaw needs to come back, as well as Carter as well. So it would be pretty awesome to see those guys back in an All Blacks kit, of course, but be interesting. That is sure. Dan Carter, for his kicking wise, he probably still managed to nail plenty of them straight down the middle. It's going to be stolen there by the Bulls. Now Papia fires the ball back across to Marcel Kutzer. One of the first touches I've seen from that man today. Kicks it down and also better coach than the Sharks. And that one again, Sharks threw that game away. Stormers got super lucky. They didn't even play it well. That whole game, to be honest, easier than most. Now currently driving their way forward once again. Here will be the number 13. Well, this one, Christopher Hollis, but penalised. And it is going to be going the way. This Mark Duplessis, I think he was trying to argue that they were throwing the ball away. I would put Farsi at 11 or 14 and Bosch on 15 and Bonilla on 10 as well, says Andre there. And Bonilla, sorry, he's probably a player I haven't heard a huge amount about in terms of my South African rugby knowledge, I would say. So I feel like there's still a lot of players that I do need to learn, and also bring back Norm Maxwell and Martin Nonu as well. And there's Sebastian. And in that interview, we do actually go into a little bit of information about whether or not he would like to do some sort of coaching role in the future. But Martin Nonu, he's still playing in the US, isn't he? So maybe he would come back. I know that he made his way back for East Coast in the New Zealand domestic competition and managed to help them out. Cornell Hendricks now driving his way forward, looking to the short side here, nice pass. Martin Zima. And also Bulls get a try now again for the Griquas. And then they will choke into there. That is for the Bulls. Are now taking the quick tap. No. Not able to take the quick tap there. And I believe that was a penalty against, I want to say, it was Yanko Ice. Does Chris Smith want the 3? Okay, he is going to be taking on the 3 points here. I don't think he wanted to, but they're going to be taking the 3. It's an easy 3 points, and it will give them just a little bit more of a lead, which will bring it up to a total of a 17-point lead, which should be enough for them to close out this game from here. But currently 22 minutes left in this game. Still plenty of time for the Griquas to be able to pick up their final try that they are needing for that bonus point. For anyone wondering how the table is sitting currently, I will go like this, and I will go like this. There we go. That is how the table is sitting. The Sharks at the top sitting on 18 points, 4 from 4 for their wins. The Cheetahs sitting 3 wins out of 3. Currently doing very nicely. They are playing the Lions a little bit later on tonight, who are 3 losses from 3. So someone's going to have either a loss added. They could actually end up with 4 and 4 if the Cheetahs are able to get themselves a win over the Lions. The Blue Bulls in third with this win, with the bonus point, they will move up into second, only 3 points behind of the Sharks. And then everyone else is just a little bit further down. The Griquas, they get themselves the bonus point, they will move up to 10, but they will still be sitting there in 4th place. But the Lions, even if they win their game up against the Cheetahs, will not end up overtaking the opposition. But currently, the next games that these two sides are going to be playing, the Blue Bulls have got the game up against the Sharks on Thursday, and that will be not next week, but the week after. We will be covering that game on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, at 7 a.m. So be sure to stick around for that one. Then also after that, they've got the Lions, then the Province, and then they play the Sharks again on a Sunday. And then the Griquas for their next games, they've got the Lions on that Thursday, and then they have got their game up against the Sharks, the Lions, and then the Blue Bulls is the other game that they have got coming up also. And also can't see the Lions winning, says Gavin, $100 A8, and Lord have mercy. And it there says Sebastian, yeah. He's either gone to sleep and he'll wake up and just see that he's lost his money, or he will end up waking up, probably putting a bigger bet on the UFC tomorrow and lose even more money. That is how it all ends up working out. But Arenza tackled a little bit too high there from the number 22. And we will move that back over to there. Anyone wondering why I keep on going like that? And then like that, pretty much anytime I type in who scored the try, I have to move my coverage over to this screen and then move it back afterwards. So that's why I look like I'm all over the place, looking around at random directions. That's a brilliant kick there from Chris Smith. Once again, one else I've ever would have feared if they played Super Rugby this year. Would Bulls and Sharks give them a challenge better than Australia, and would Stormers have done anything? Says Yodamis. It's a great question. And unfortunately, it's always one that will just be, I guess, one for our own minds, if that makes sense. We don't really get to see it, sadly, and I wish that we did. Bulls win, congrats as well, says Aiden there, and also Sharks beat Bulls in Pretoria. They can do it again. That one says Andre. You don't have any money on Saracens Leicester, do you, Aiden? That one's completely clean slate. Nothing on that one, hopefully. Maybe Johannes is now making his way out onto the field, and that will be for Ambrosia Papia, who is now coming off the field now with the rolling maul here for the Bulls. It's looking like it's pretty well set. Now I've got the advantage as well here. It's going back for the penalty, and I've got Series and my ACA or ACCA. I've got Series and my ACCA. What is an ACCA? Do let me know. And Aiden has got uh-oh. Anytime I see that emoji, I'm like, yep, that is a yes. And also we have got there, we have got Andres. The Bulls beat the Sharks at Durban many times. I think I can do it again too whenever they meet there again. And also I like how you didn't even bother mentioning the Lions Achilles poor swords in there situation. And also I'm a multi, says Jack. So hopefully they do end up going all right for themselves. But now the Blue Bulls, they're only going to be a few meters out from the line. I mean, the rolling maul, it's probably an inevitable at this stage. If they win this ball, they should have the momentum, and that is exactly what they are hoping to do. They look like they're very well set, passing it back to Bismarck du Plessis, continuing to roll their way forward here for the Bulls. Getting close. He breaks off the back, scores the try, and Bismarck du Plessis does end up getting himself the try for the Bulls. We'll add that one over to that screen. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. Okay, the referee just told someone to speak up, so I think it was maybe one of the touch judges who might have said something. Taken very nicely indeed, and a Bismarck du Plessis just patiently waiting at the back. And also we have got there, Lions will give New Zealand teams 3 points, and then also I think South African teams would have been found out defensively, and there says Gareth. And now 44 points to 22 here. For the Bulls, they are currently looking like they're going to be getting the 50. I've got $500 on the Saracens with my UFC bets for the weekend is over. How much are the Saracens even paying? I swear they're not even huge favourites. Although I guess not being huge favourites probably benefits you in a way. But Chris Smith now going to be kicking this one at the post. 63 minutes and $1.40, says Jack. What are we sitting over here in Kiwi land? That one's gone over. And also, I just want to see 2 South African teams in the playoffs, not the South African Conference winner, be good for the URC and the future of the competition. And there says Sebastian. Also, Bulls do well with the URC team. Are they too scared to play with their Currie Cup team? And there says Johannes. And also, hey, welcome in, Katie. Hope you are doing well. Currently, the Bulls starting to roll themselves to some very good momentum. Next game that we are doing will be at 4 a.m. in an hour and a bit's time, and that will be Saracens taking on Leicester Tigers. Bismarck du Plessis, the veteran. Currently, the GRIQUAS to win this game's paying $100, which is the most it can be. So pretty much there is no show for the TAB in terms of the chances that they're giving them. And taken nicely by Janko Swanepoel. Once again, getting dragged down about 35 out from his line. So I'm just looking through at the information. So Saracens are paying $1.33 here in New Zealand for themselves to be able to win. And welcome in, Katie, sees Sebastian there. And Bulls bet most Australian teams and beat at least 1 or 2 New Zealand teams. Not sure. I think a beat Crusaders or Chiefs yet. I think I beat them. But currently we're struggling to play like we used to. Says Yodomai's now out on the wing. It's going to be dropped by Hollis. And now the ball goes into touch, and it will be the line-out. Sorry, I didn't hang around for the games last night. Says Katie Dixon. No worries at all. It would have been random hours of the night for you. Some stage, and Leicester 1-0 leads. 66 minutes just scored, says Jack. And it's that game between Chelsea and Burnley as well. And we are going to be seeing how it goes. And also, Katie was wondering where the beauty is all week. And Katie, it's been a long, by the way. I've got a scenario for you to help me out with. In the next stream, I'm in a bit of a pickle, says Hayden. She's only just got here, boys. Everyone, give her a break. So I'll let her catch your breath, and then you can ease into it. And also, we're going to say, here, Katie. Oh, sorry, same here, Sebastian. I just do South African teams that would be good enough. See Andre there, but currently 65 minutes into this one. Taken nicely by Swanepoel. They'll be jumping back, and it is back on the side of the GRIQUAS, and Aiden Ailes wants help with a girl. And also, hey, brother, I hope you're well. And there's just Cody Dixon for that one. That's going to be back on the side of GRIQUAS on the halfway line. It seems like it's just going back and forth in the breakdown currently. Going to be another good run, and I believe that would have been from Duby now firing the ball back across the back line. Just seems like it hasn't quite been going the way that they need it to for this game, the GRIQUAS, and they've got a very young side. The other side, hey, brother. Oh, you sweet. As us, he's Cody Dixon, beware the blokes in the chat have the blue Bulls as on there. He's Jay. He said it, not me. They're currently now 46 points to the Bulls, 22 for the GRIQUAS, and they are kicking it for the corner. They need points, and if they get themselves one more try, they get themselves at least one for this game. That will be the bonus point. The question is, are they going to be able to do it in 14-minute Aussie weekend men, though? And there says Aiden. But currently, the Bulls, they have already received their bonus point. I should mention they got it a little while ago. They've scored a lot of tries, including the last one, the 63rd minute of Bismarck du Plessis, who's still able to score plenty of tries at the ripe age of 38, which in rugby terms is relatively up there, but he seems like he's still got plenty of years left on the clock currently. But now going back across with a flat ball, and the GRIQUAS once again continuing to try and drive their way forward. I swear that man put his hands down on the ground for it. Was Bismarck du Plessis, but they've said it's a clean turnover. The GRIQUAS player decided that he tried as well. Didn't quite work out. Now passing it back across to Chris Smith, and he is kicking it in behind, and I'll be out anyway. Okay, man. And then also, always sweet for my pretty Katie. How you doing? Jesus. Yes. Don't know whether I can keep reading those out, or else I might have a lawsuit against me soon. Your demise. Currently 67 minutes into this game, and now they are going to be making a change by the looks of it here for the Bulls. Also, my cat keeps rubbing her face on my laptop, and it's like trying to type on a trampoline. There's Cody Dixon there. Currently, like they're saying, Bismarck du Plessis, very good game so far. Another player who's played extremely well is, of course, Chris Smith. He has been absolutely phenomenal. But it is going to be Marcel Kutze also off the field, and that will be for Stenkamp. Skalker Rasmus out there for Bismarck du Plessis, and also Thirsty Match says JA's there. But now it is going to be fired back into you want South Africa to join the Six Nations. Says Sid Snot. I mean, it's an interesting one. I would like to see them up against those sides a little bit more, but I don't know whether or not Italy will be willing to give up their spot on the Six Nations, since they do have some members on or I think it's a majority of Italians on the committee board, so they probably wouldn't approve it, but it would be interesting to see a new challenge for the Springboks. But it's just whether or not they would be willing to give up their spot playing New Zealand and Australia. I feel like that is one of those ones that, you know, it's would the Springboks rather play England, Wales, and Ireland, including Scotland as well, I should mention, rather than playing up against South Africa, New Zealand, and Argentina. I think so. I guess that's a big question in it. I was like, howdy, hey, brother. It's been ages. Hope you're well. I'm practicing karate in the garage, and now GRIQUAS losing momentum. And I was like, Katie, hello, how are you? Says Gareth, and everyone is trying to chase Katie away. Calm down, everyone. Says Aiden there. Currently, it is going to be the scrum feed here for Keegan Johannes. And I was like, hey, brother, doing well. How about yourself? And there as well. And I was like, chill out. Caden? Chill out, Caden? Not too sure. Caden is there. Oh, Aiden. Okay, that makes more sense. Now, it's just wheeling around a little bit to the side, and also no, would rather play, want to play New Zealand. And there says Sucker Ball, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's been a while, been in hospital. Long story, mate. And then hi says, Mr. Lachlan, welcome in. Go to sleep, young man, says Crazy NZ. Probably should. It's currently 3 a.m., but in an hour's time, we've got a Gallagher Premiership matchup. I was to go like this, messing around. The others just thirsty. As says the other guys, and I'll say hello, Sister Katie. Or Katie's sister, how are you? I hope you are fine. Or I hope you will fine. Now, hey, Katie's up, everyone says Crazy NZ. I feel like, Katie, you're very popular, aren't you? That's about 7 or so that have said hi to you as well. As says the other one, who says my sweetie Katie, and also that's a penalty now to the Bulls. It's 1 a.m. in Sydney where I live. Says Mr. Lock once again. I'm relatively late there in Sydney currently. What's the temperature sitting like at the moment, Lachlan? And is it still raining? Because I know it's been raining a lot in recent history there in Australia, just like the last few weeks. I was like, oh, good Lord, I hope you're better now. And also bring back the 10 hours of the chat. As all of today, it's going to be Achilles versus Aiden. That one says, Gareth, yeah, yesterday it was different in ARDA, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're well. And also, brother Crazy NZ, a nice victory for the Hurricanes. And yeah, And also, yeah, it's raining on and off here, says Mr. Lachlan. Well, they won, but currently now it is going to be a penalty there to the Bulls. I can mention, which is why they have been able to get themselves right up to the 22. Chris Smith, his touch finders have been absolutely sensational throughout this match. They've got Juan Mostert as the replacement. I don't think he'll get an opportunity to a little bit later on, but Skalka Rasmus goes to the front, taken nicely, fires it back to goal. It was Johannes almost turned over, so it hasn't quite worked out for them, and currently now sitting about penalty once again for the Bulls. That is a repeated cycle that we have had so far here. And I was like, okay, you should start your own stream. These guys would all abandon Amish in a sec. They would. Everyone would be gone straight away. Just boom, all gone, all by myself. And I was like, did my Canes win again? Oh, yay. Yes, Katie Dixon, they did indeed. And they were able to have a close victory. But I won't tell you the score just in case. Just in case you are going to watch that one. And anyway, what's the Saracen paying in New Zealand? Only $1.33 for themselves. But it did go straight. And what's up, Sebastian? I hope you're well, brother. And cheers, almost at a heart attack near the end. This is crazy NZ. Yeah, very close one. And also, you'll need to go eat watermelon, says Gareth. And also, much too late for the GRIQUAS. People won't abandon Hamish, says your demise. You'd be surprised. That one's going very nicely now for the Bulls. And this is like looking like it could be possibly another rolling ball try. And this time at the back of it, it's going to be Skalka Rasmus. It's a penalty, though, for GRIQUAS. As Amish around 9 minutes remain to the end of the match. Bulls on fire. And they're well done, Bulls. And there's Seth Andre. I mentioned if somebody tried to beer bottle line now, or tried the beer bottle line now. I watched Katie and Hamish won't abandon my buddy. And this is your device. Cheers. Who knows? Maybe we do a co-live stream. That would be easier. It means you got to only watch one location. MLR still going at the moment. Haven't seen Nonu in action yet, but I feel like that is one that I do want to see at some stage. I'm not too sure when he's playing in the future. And also we have got their Sycamore as our LMAO. And that one, or Katie Dixon as the LMAO. Or that one, but currently now it is going to be the line-out throw for Skalka Rasmus. I will never pilfer from Hamish, says Katie Dixon. I just realized since Katie joined, you got another 50 more people watching. Katie is a good luck charm. So it could be. Maybe it's because the chat rate has gone up since she joined. Like everyone's saying, hi, Katie, so it is boosting our algorithm or something like that. Currently now passing it back across. It will be Orengi. Now a good run forward here for the GRIQUAS. Trying to link up, not able to find it, though. He never quite looked for the pass. The Duplessis now kicked him behind. The GRIQUAS still trying to chase him. Just the best. And there's Katie Dixon now going close to the touchline. Lorenzo passes it back across to, it was Moody, who now kicks it down the middle of the field. So now nicely 69 people watching. Oh, no. And now currently going back across. It is going to be tackled low. For in the end, it was the number 15 on this one. In Yonka now passing it back across field for the GRIQUAS. They just need one more. He's asking for a penalty. I'm not sure what he was asking for, but it was Schwartz who was asking for one. Currently now the GRIQUAS, if they score one more try, they do get themselves a bonus point. If they don't score a try, they will still be a little bit further behind. Swanepoel ends up getting that ball back. And they have now got this one back once again now for the Bulls. They're currently sitting 40 metres out. And maybe the 50 could be just around the corner. Nkoboka now off to Smith. Arno Bota straight up the middle. Back in the pace, the big man. Ball on the inside to Keegan Johannes. And he does end up scoring the try. And Rugby Currie Cup point table after this game. Please show us. As I says, Michelle, and also try ball, says Andre. So we will go like this and we will go like that. There we go. That is how we are sitting currently for the table. The Sharks at the top with this win for the Blue Bulls. And this bonus point win, I should mention, it is going to move them up to 15 points, just a little bit behind the Sharks. While we have got that up, we will add in Keegan Johannes to the try scorers list. It's just great play. They were able to steal the ball in the end, and then just with the support run of Keegan Johannes, Arnold Botta, the big man, once again, bursting his way through. We're going to say it's in the 74th minute, even though I can't quite remember what minute we're up to there. And we will go like this. And we will go like that. There we go. And also, what you're missing is Yodomais and Paddy Wagon. Got a good bunch of handbags over who has a chance of your affections. And Hamish, time both out. It was great, as says Gareth. Yeah, it got very heated for that one. That is for sure. Yeah. To put on my big boy pants, put the time out. And then after that, they all shook hands. One of those. And they said, yeah, we're all good. It's just awesome and special. That it's a girl. It's a girl who calls us brother and bro, etc. In the South Africa, I don't hear a girl calling me bro or brother at all. And then it says your demise. Does she call you brew? Because, of course, South Africa, I believe it is BRU, isn't it? But I assume it's still the same as that one in terms of not hearing it. Rip Warney as well, says James McMahon. Yeah, we did see the news earlier on, Shane Warne passing away. Big news in the cricket world. And gone way too soon, only 52 years of age. I didn't fight Betty for affection. As there says the other and also I'm also interested, so let's make it 3. And also handshakes after handbags is always the best. And also 50 comes up for the Bulls, says Michelle, and now currently sitting on 53, 75 minutes through. And don't make things weird. Come on. And there says your demise. Currently, we have got there. Still can't believe I missed the deck size comparison bout. And there says Sebastian. Currently now going out the back line, and also Brett Bulls. And they're from Betty, and they are doing very well currently. 4 minutes left in this one now. Going back across field for Arangi. Running his way forward. He's never quite given up Yonke. He's always continuing to try and use the legs. This could be the bonus point for them. Offloads it back. No, still up to the 22. They need one more try. Can they get there? Only a few minutes to try and do it. Swanepoel getting straight on the ball. And now he has ended up missing that one. It's a knock on. It's a penalty, though, for Griquas. And that one, else I can't fight a dude if she didn't give me a reason to. As there says your demise. Currently now it is going to be offside penalty. They will kick this one for the corner. High lead margin when this game ball here. Definitely bonus point, grab it. And there they did indeed get themselves one for this game. It's just whether or not the Griquas can get themselves one more. I'll have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. Currently 3.5 minutes left into this game. My voice is starting to disappear, but we've got Saracens versus Leicester Tigers. That will be taking place a little bit later on tonight. Amish and be the host of the Bachelorette to Katie to choose her husband. And now you guys give me all the good self-esteem in there. Says Katie, but now throwing this one in for the Griquas. It will be Durand. Goes to the front, takes it nicely. Rolling more try just around the corner. Breaking off the back. He's going to be short by a metre. And the Griquas, they need this bonus point. A point difference could be completely... I mean, that's the thing. One extra point could be huge here. I think Sikambuso Nochie should get... That's a try, is it? Yes, it is. It's the try for the Griquas, so they get themselves a bonus point. It's not big, but hard to bring down in there. And should get more game time for the South Sea Sharks. That one, but I believe, who is that? Who was able to score that one in the 78th minute or 77th, in fact? Who is that? He kept his head down very low. Might be Retief, I think they have said there. So we will go like this. And we will go like this. We'll give him credit for that one for Retief. Is it Retief? Probably wasn't Retief. But we'll give it to Retief. Who cares? It's in the 78th minute. It doesn't last for very long. I'll just stick it on there. Retief can get the try just for now. That's what the commentator said originally, so we'll go with them. And also we will go like this. And we will go like this. I'm out. Too many. I love some muffins in the chat. Catch you later. Cheers, Amy. Says Jason. We will see you later on, mate. And also, do you have, or do you only have a cat, or do you have any others as well? Says Aiden there. But now, just getting their way over the line. One, and now a minute and a half left. The Griquas, they have received that bonus point, though. I think any man who marries me will go actually insane in a few weeks. I'm a little crazy, yo. Says Katie Dixon there. But currently, I mean, that's the thing. Like, my mum wants to start my dating channel for me and George to get girlfriends. I have no idea what she is planning in terms of how it's going to work or anything along those lines. I assume she's just going to go on random people's Instagrams and ask if they want to date her son and his friend. Also, you should be thinking of marriage, breaking, not Katie as well. Says Gareth, and also we have got the I love my woman crazy and weird. And then says the other boys. They're currently now driving their way up to the halfway line. Or in fact, it's up to the 22. It could be another try just around the corner for the Bulls. Mutton Zima getting taken out low. It was actually in Kaboka. It loses ankle. Swanepoel now currently sitting 30 straight out in front. Yeah, it's going to be the penalty now for the Griquas. No, they just steal that one clean. And now going back. And now currently continuing to drive their way forward. That was the number 16 or number 19, Retief. Now going back across here once again. Oh, ball ripped away. And that is going to be going back for the original penalty for offside. And it is in favour of the Griquas. So they've still got another 14 seconds to be able to go on and try and get themselves their points differential a little bit higher. And in this game, gives it a good old boot there. Duplessis. He's already scored 2 tries in this match. He hasn't found touch, though. And now they will just be waiting for the full-time siren, I would think, although it looks like the Bulls want one more try. Oh, he almost got cleaned up by Dube. On the ball, they've been able to steal it there for the Griquas on the halfway line as well. And now from 50 meters out, tackler get out is the call from the referee. The Clouds have really come over now. Wide cutout pass. Now out to, it was Hollis on the outside. He's actually been forced almost into the bench of the other side. On the sideline, and any woman who likes rugby is a great woman as well. I do not act like a lady. I've been fun in public, says Katie Dixon and Gareth. What are you on about? And there says it was there from Aiden also. He was a normal woman. And that one offload once again, fired back there. Currently still finding offloads. It's a good tackle though on Rangi. Now still available. Yeah, I know what you mean now. But I mean, it's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious I didn't go. And there. It's quite cute when a girl farts. It's so cute as well, says your demise. On that one, they're currently now going back. Oh, Duplessis almost got his head stood on. Oh, lads. Oh, no worries, the lads. I don't act like gentlemen either, as you can see, says Sebastian. 11 minutes in the game, says Michelle. Turnover made, never onside, and it's going to be another penalty there. I made of nasty. It is KT for that one. But currently, the next game that we will be covering will be starting at around 3:55 our live stream will be, but the game will actually be starting at 4 a.m. and that will be between Saracens and the Leicester Tigers. But currently kicking it out, and that will be the end of this game. The Bulls sitting on 53 and the Griquas sitting on 27. So they both get themselves the bonus points and average this game scoreline. It's too high, low, much. Maximum points in the match both teams scored in rugby. Can you recall in the SS coding? So this one, it's about stock standard for the South African competition. And again, my pleasure, says Andre there. And also we have got there, it smells nice, says your demise for that one. That's an interesting statement to end this live stream on, I guess. Interesting. But now at this stage, 53 points, they get themselves a bonus point. A bonus point going the way of the Griquas as well. And now we will be getting ready for our Saracens live stream, which has taken place. And that will be 1 in the Leicester Tigers versus 3 in the Saracens. Should be a very exciting contest to see who ends up getting the better of it. But that will be starting in about 40 minutes time. So thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one, which is the Premiership at 4 a.m. But I will see you all a little